Hey guys, welcome back to Confirm RM YouTube channel. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day getting ourselves back into another 2 Main Technicals video here looking at XRP. We're up 3.84% today following Bitcoin's rally right now, pushing out to a full short-term period here. It's 4.236. So we're going to see how that plays out. But like I said, short term. And then if we were to go to semi-long term for Bitcoin, at least we can go from the top here that we made to the bottom here. And let's see, do that same sort of analysis there. You can see strong resistance there at 41. So I said at 31.9, but that next resistance comes there around 35. But do I expect it to happen now? No, I do not. But you can see that nice little breakout. But I do expect that pushback down to retest that angle, get back over here to that Fibonacci that we just saw. And as you can see right here, this is what we are in. This is short term from September into October. So this is what we were looking at from like this monthly perspective. But if we go back to the other thing on Bitcoin, you can see the heavy resistance here around 32,485. And if we're able to get through there, we have our next target there at 35,000 and then 37 respectively. But obviously I'm getting ahead of myself. Everyone's going to start throwing out there that things will be going higher. But regardless, guys, getting over here back into XRP, exactly what this video is about. And we can see right now heading back up to that 54.7, 54.5 region. Again, nothing crazy for, XRP to begin with, but we got that move exactly kind of how we expected here on the 4 hour. We were expecting a little bit later for it to happen, around, I would say Tuesday into Wednesday. But we got it today because of Bitcoin's rally, and we can see that the expected target for XRP is going to be 54.7, reaching out there before we see anything indicative. So it still lays on the table following Bitcoin's rally, and it's still up actually 7.31% at the moment. Whether we're going to be getting that push up there to 57. I would imagine that once things kind of settle out for Bitcoin, once things kind of pull back a little bit, or maybe even after Bitcoin gets its initial push and kind of rolls off of it, we're going to see the push up in the altcoins, but obviously a little bit of a laggard. But, we're looking for XRP to push through 54.7 up there to 57. Like I said, it's hit this 5 times. This is a very, very strong ceiling, a really strong resistance. So we need to see XRP push through it. And if we're going to go based off of that as well, you can see here, that volumetric profile is just starting, as you can see in comparison to others. We're making some headway. We're making some headway here on the MACD. We actually broke through a ceiling that we had on the MACD here, starting all the way back on September 21st, and even over here in June, July. And most times we see ourselves push through that, we do get a nice push upward. So it looks like this could be the start of something very nice to see a retracement really come out of XRP, hitting here around 57 first, and we could even see 64. So it depends on how we break through this, but if we break through 54 with conviction, it's immediately going to be 57 and 64 respectively. Those are both the targets. But we got to keep talking about Bitcoin here, guys. It's just really important. Obviously, Bitcoin's flying up here. We have not seen Bitcoin here in the MACD in a long time. We haven't seen it since basically April, but obviously we had it here in June for that little rally when we fell down here to around that 24, got up here to around that 31. But we were talking about a specific thing when we were in this sort of niche in this region here, is that we needed to break through $31,500. We got through it. We're up here around 32,485, just right about and around. We keep setting new highs. Today we're actually at the highest point of the day so far at 32,356. So I'm going to be intrigued to see how we hold this region for Bitcoin, because obviously that's going to shape the rest of the market. But being at this point, you can see that it has exhausted a lot of moving. Bitcoin itself being up in the past basically week and a half, if we're going to talk about from the low to the high, we're up 22%. Actually, we're pushing through right now. We're pushing right to the top. And look at that immediate knockback. Literally about $200 pushed back immediately as it hits the top of that. So I'm definitely going to be looking here. I'm going to be looking to see if it's actually able to sustain here. If we're able to sustain this breakout with BTC, we're going to be looking at something sort of like this. I would say right from the top of here, I mean, even still from that point, but from the top here to the bottom here, you're looking for 34,154. Just about, as you can see, solidifying its region for blast off here on the 786, holding on the 1618, and plummeting through and getting through that 2618 here with conviction would yield to $34,154. But we're going to keep ourselves on guard for both regions here, this one and as well as that somewhat larger one sitting there around right here to here. You can see that same thing. We'll keep that overlaid, and as it continues, actually, while we're doing this, pushing up higher and higher, let's see if it can make that. Definitely crazy, but you gotta definitely watch out for this type of movement, because we're just pushing. Bitcoin up 10% in a day is definitely mind-boggling, but it's also going to be very, very eyebrow raising and cautious because of how overextended it is. I mean, the 20-day moving average is sitting here at $28,646. That is a hole from this point onwards 15% away. It could pull a retracement out of its butt within the next 3-4 days and push itself back down. So never, we're not chasing a breakout here. Unfortunately, if you do not get in earlier in the day, yesterday, or even the day before, when we're talking with here XRP and Bitcoin, before this sort of move outwards, you're not getting that. You don't want to FOMO into something like this. Definitely awesome to see nonetheless. XRP right here pushing itself up to the upside here. Actively trying to get through. We did set a higher high right here, just barely setting it through. It's kind of cool that we're that right now, guys. We're here in a recorded video, actively seeing this sort of movement happen out of all these altcoins and Bitcoin, respectively. Absolutely bonkers to see, and we're in absolute euphoria for the day. Bitcoin up 13%. XRP up 6%. We're breaking through, trying to get through that 54.7 region. If we're able to get a solid close through this 54.7 on this daily, I would expect there around 57 this week to get ourselves primed and ready to get up there to that 57 region. Right now, with Bitcoin sitting up here around $34,095, it looks like we may get that full extension, even on this short-term period, looking there at $35,000, just as we had said earlier in the video, and let alone something that we're seeing right now. But definitely going to be a night to keep our eyes peeled on the charts, both charts, XRP and Bitcoin respectively, seeing right now Bitcoin trying to push up for higher highs, and it is actively trying to. So typically in this region, like I said, we got to be very cautious. So, because in this one candle alone, we're up 13%. This one day, 13%. Retracements come, retracements happen. There never is a time where, things don't just come back down so that you're able to get yourself in for the next wave. It works its way in both ways, and right now we're seeing Bitcoin in that same sort of push. Make sure if we're actually seeing that same retracement right now, and right now, even by the width of this channel right here, we have made the full move, maybe up to 35. Maybe get it up to there before some sort of retracement, but it looks like on every single macro that I can put here, every Fibonacci I can throw here, 35 seems to be the high, 35 seems to be no more. But obviously on the short term here, that 32 was there for a couple day period, but then a midterm we did have that 4.2236 here at the 35. But nonetheless, guys, let's see how XRP works. Let's see how XRP reacts. Let's see how it closes, because it looks like we may have this in the works for ourselves with our altcoins very soon. Hope you guys are having a good one. Remember, none of it's financial advice. Please exercise caution when chasing breakouts. Never a good idea. Chase great big green candles. You're going to get great red ones in return most of the time. So be careful, and I'll see you guys on the next one.